All right, I am live. I am live. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about glamour magic today. I'm gonna go ahead and pin some things into the chat before I get started. But yeah, I'm gonna wait till some people come into the room. Glamour magic. Let's talk about glamour magic. Let's talk about it. What do y'all want to know about glamour magic the most in today's video? Because I'm going to be getting into a lot of different things. A lot of different things around glamour magic, understanding glamour magic, what it really means to use glamour magic, and specific rituals and a spell that you can do to amplify your beauty and your glamour and your enchanting energy, your enchantress energy. So let me know if y'all can hear me, number one, and then let me know let me see, I'm gonna check my stream really quick. Okay, because last time my video was good, but I did have somebody in the comments telling me that my stream was like glitchy. Okay. Okay, I'm watching myself. Everything looks good. All right, everything looks good on my end. So I'm using my computer this time and my laptop and my microphone. So nobody can say anything to me about, oh, your quality isn't that great, or oh, I can't really hear you. You can't say nothing about none of that because I'm showing up with like not on my phone, but with my gear. So, okay. So all of that looks good. I'm just going to pin some things into the comments. So I am going to be offering at the end of the live video for any of you that are interested, mini readings in regards to anything that you want to know about. I don't really have any specific things, but definitely things pertaining to all things pertaining to femininity, beauty, relationships, motherhood. Like that's the subject I want to stay on. So let me just go ahead and put the donation link in the chat, and then we can get started. So, hey, Tashian, welcome. Hey, so excited for this topic. Yes. Get your notebooks, get something to write with, or get your phone. And if you're on your computer, because I know Tashian, you're on your computer some of the times. I'm just about to pin a link into the chat, and then I'm going to get started. So, boop. I'm gonna go grab my notebook. Okay, yes, go grab your notebook and let's get into it. Links. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna pin pre-enrollment for healthy and beautiful. Let me see. And then pin a donation link. Okay, next time I'm gonna make sure I have this prepared. Okay. Oh, let me do not disturb or just silence my phone. Okay. All right, that's good. I will leave that there, and then for all the other links, y'all can find it in the description. So, okay, I'm gonna wait till Tashian gets back. And welcome to all of the other people who are joining in. And if you are joining in the future, um, it's about to be a new moon in Libra. So this is also a really good time to do a beauty ritual or beauty spell or tap into the energy of beauty. When it comes to the energy of beauty, beauty begins in astrologically speaking. Beauty begins in the sign of Leo. That's where beauty, the essence of beauty is birthed. And when we think about like the most, or I would say the signs or the people who carry the energy of having the most seduction or the ability to seduce the most, typically these people have or are born in the nakshatra, the Vedic nakshatra of Ashlesha. That's something that I recently learned from a creator on YouTube. Her name is Claire Nakti, and she does like amazing, detailed explanations on the Vedic nakshatras and what all of them represent and how they affect your actual facial features, right? So you think when you're born that you just randomly are given certain features. No, you are not randomly given certain features. You're actually choosing the features that you get when you come here. You're choosing how you look via the genetics that you're working with, okay? You're choosing how you look based off of your energy signature, your soul's frequency. So people who have certain nakshatras typically have certain facial features, and clarity is like I would say the master at being able to sort through information and really line up um what makes sense. And like she takes basically groups of people who have the same sign. I'm gonna have to take this off because I would be hitting it all throughout this live. Um and she basically is able to see the nakshatra that um governs over certain facial features and certain energy signatures, right? So if you're wanting to know more about your beauty and your facial features and how you look based off of Vedic astrology, then I recommend that you go over to Claire Nakti's channel. Um, and I'll just put her name in the chat. Claire Nakti. Um, you go to her channel and look. So this is what I also want you to do. Before you go to her channel, look up your Vedic nakshatras, okay? The most important ones are going to be your sun's nakshatra, your rising sign nakshatra, and your moon nakshatra. You can look at all the other ones, but the most important ones are going to be those three. If you didn't know, the most important signs when we're dealing with astrology are going to be those three signs because of I mean, I could go deeper into that, honestly. I don't know if I should on this channel, but those are the three most important signs that you want to look at if you want to assess your beauty and what your physical features mean and represent through astrology. Okay. And so when you look up your nakshatras, you'll go to her page and you'll look up the nakshatras or find the nakshatra that is one of those three nakshatras, rising, sun, or moon, and it will unveil so much to you. Okay. Um, it has unveiled a lot to me. Okay. And it's super accurate because my facial features line up precisely with the energetics of each one of my Vedic nakshatras for each of my signs. So find a website, look up your nakshatras for your sun, moon, and rising. And then go to Claire Nocti's page, do a little deep dive into her research so that you can understand why you look the way you look. Once you understand why you look the way you look and the energetics behind why you look the way you look, stepping into glamour magic is going to be that much easier because now you're no longer going into beauty and glamour from a superficial standpoint. You're no longer going into beauty and glamour from um you know vanity metrics or I'm just trying to look prettier, I'm just trying to look good or whatever like that. That's not the way glamour magic actually works, okay? That's not the way glamour magic actually works. So beauty begins in the sign of Leo, and the nakshatra of Ashlesha is actually the beginning, I would say the beginning of beauty, right? When we get into Ashlesha. That's where beauty is really born. And people who have the nakshatra of Ashlesha are typically more drawn to wanting to be makeup artists, or transform the way that they look or the way that other people look in some kind of a way. Okay. Kylie Jenner has Ashlesha Sun Nakshatra. She, got super famous for changing her lips, making her lips look like a black woman's lips. And I mean, that's a whole nother thing. We're not going to get into that aspect of it. But, she got famous for transforming her physical features and her lips, right? And um delving into the art of makeup and makeup artist, like makeup artistry, right? And she became a billionaire, right? Off of her tapping into her nakshatra, right? Her son's nakshatra of Ashlesha. Shira 7 has an Ashlesha moon, okay? Shira 7 is like the seduction glamour magic master, okay? Like she has put so many glamour magic spells. Like this woman has done glamour magic spells upon glamour magic spells, okay? I don't know if y'all noticed that or not, but I definitely noticed that Shira 7 is the glamour magic spell queen, okay? Wherever your moon nakshatra is, honestly, that's where the most power um you're gonna feel the most or have the most power, in my opinion. And I definitely see that externally with people who are tapped into their lunar nakshatra, like 100%. But yeah, Shira 7 has the lunar nakshatra of Ashlesha as well, which is based in Leo, right? It's like partially Leo, partially Cancer. All right. This is us just coming into Leo. Um, and that is the energy of glamour, right? Seduction. Marilyn Monroe. Okay. Is that her name? The blonde lady who in the ninth from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, okay? Who everybody is still reposting her videos and how enigmatic she was, how beautiful she was, how, enticing she was till this day. People are still talking about this woman. All right. She has Ashlesha Nakshatra as her what you call it? I believe is her rising, right? So her rising her rising is Ashlesha. Kylie Jenner's sun is Ashlesha. Shira Seven's moon is Ashlesha. And if you look up and know people who have Ashlesha, right? I had my business coach that I had back in 2020, 2021. She was an Ashlesha rising, I believe. Ashlesha rising or Ashlesha moon, one of the two. And she was always talking to me about like how to seduce people into your courses, into your programs, how to seduce people. And she was also always talking about how people love her when she's seductive and when she's in this seductive like energy of manipulating how she is perceived. That's basically the glamour in it all. And the magic in it all is manipulating how other people are seeing you and how other people are looking at you. And my business coach was like the master of this. And she taught me how to sell like low ticket courses to like super high ticket courses, like not just courses and programs, but she taught me how to be and show up in a way that is enticing and magnetic. She gave me the permission to be who I am. Honestly, if I'm going to put it simply, I felt like she gave me that permission, but she gave me the permission to not just be who I am, but to be in love with it and relish in the softness and the seduction of me, right? My artistry, of my soul, right? It was really a beautiful experience working with her. So, shout out to you if Tamara, if you are watching this video at any point in the future. Um, but yes, so this is where beauty begins. Beauty begins in this Ashlesha Nakshatra in Leo, and then it moves through Leo and it starts to rise in Virgo. Okay, it starts to rise in Virgo, and then in Libra, it's exalted. So this is why Libra is considered one of the most beautiful zodiac signs, right? The one of the most beautiful energies that someone can be in because it is exalted. Beauty is exalted in Libra, crescendoed in Virgo, and birthed in Leo. Tashian says, I found this when I looked at mine Mula fourth pada. Right. So yeah, wherever Mula is placed, definitely look at that and dive deep into that. I've watched several of Claire Nocty's videos and I believe I watched one on Mula, but I can't if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that nakshatra had something to do with being um I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say it, but I was gonna say like a seductress of some kind. So yeah, might want to look into that because I remember when we did our reading, we were talking about dark femininity and Lilith energy. So there may be something there um to dive into. So that's the way beauty works astrologically, okay? And so that is what is going to begin to take you out of the superficiality of beauty is understanding Oh, the way that I look actually is predicated, or the foundation of it is seated in my energy. Okay. So, all right. So essentially, true glamour is aligning with your truest self and accentuating your the truest parts of you um through what you do to yourself, right? How you transform your looks, actually with makeup or with um you know everything associated with beauty, when it comes to your nails, when it comes to your jewelry, when it comes to your outfits, when it comes to your hair, when it comes to just everything, right? This is glamour. And the distorted version of glamour is when you're just overtly focused on looks, right? Superficial looks. Okay. And um you don't really understand, or you haven't resonated yet with the deeper aspects of what it means to be and accentuate and um embellish your beauty. Okay. When you are tapping into glamour magic, your main intention is to feel m- more in love with yourself, right? The intention is for you to fall in love with yourself even more than what you were before, right? The intention of glamour is to I don't want to say it deceive, because that doesn't sound good, but in a way, it's not necessarily deceiving, but the intention of glamour is to change the way people perceive you. Okay? So if you have any feelings, or like, there's a lot of conditioning around beauty, right, and glamour. And I can remember growing up, when I first started becoming interested in makeup and wanting to do things with my hair and wanting to, like, things that were different, right? It wasn't like, oh, like, this is what everybody does, just a simple eyeshadow here and a simple whatever there. I was never like that. Like, I for the time from the time I was like 13 years old, I wanted the bold liner, okay? I wanted the heavy makeup. I wanted the bold lips. I wanted the weave, right? I was like interested in weave and like doing a lot of different things with my hair. Like, I was interested in like doing all the things. And I remember how, mainly by the women and also by um the men in my family, it wasn't received well at all. And I was shamed a lot. I was criticized a lot. I was like, why are you doing that to your lips? Why are you lining your lips like that? Right? I remember my cousins used to talk about me behind my back about how I did my makeup. I remember my mom used to like hide my makeup from me, and like she just didn't I don't know, she wanted to control, how I was looking, or I know around that time when we start to want to tap into glamour and beauty, that is the time where we become the most threatening to people and society. And it's because glamour has power. Glamour has the power to attract things into your life, attract people into your life, attract what you want into your life when you use it intentionally. And a lot of women are fearful of glamour, or have become fearful of glamour, um, because they are afraid of what it might attract. Okay. Some women are like, do not like or feel like attention is dangerous, or certain kinds of attention can be dangerous, right? from having traumatic experiences with men to just not wanting to have too much attention on you because you don't want anybody to like ridicule you for being different, especially when you're super young. Okay. Even though all of those things were happening to me in regards to glamour and my beauty and everything like that, I never stopped. I never stopped. I never changed, the way that I did my makeup. I never, in fact, I got a lot of my makeup inspiration um when I was super young from the cholas and the Mexican girls who loved the makeup, right? I used to follow a famous popular Mexican rapper called Miss Crazy. And honestly, I used to love listening to her. I was like, she a thug. I like her. But what I loved the most about her and what people loved the most about her was her makeup. Like, let's just be honest. Like, her makeup was crazy. Like, literally, her name was Miss Crazy, but her makeup was crazy. Like, her makeup was like crazy, but it was fire. Like, it was like, man, like she's like doing the damn thing with her makeup. I loved the way she did her makeup. And um it was like inspiring for me to just show up like boldly and fiercely and like, yeah, like I'm gonna look like this. And I don't care what you think. And not only do I not care what you think, but like I look good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look good. So it's not even like I look scary, like, I look good. Like, I'm still, I'm still her, okay? So, um, do not feel self-critical about stepping into being, or glamorizing yourself. Do not feel guilty about that, okay? If you are also that woman who's like, "I don't need to wear makeup because, it's," because I've experienced this before where I've talked to women and I'm like, whenever I had a sisterhood, years ago, I had a sisterhood that I ran with another woman. And in the sisterhood, we used to do live talks and live sessions in a group setting. And I remember telling the women in the group, it was called the Sacred Soul Sisterhood. I remember it so vividly, and it was like, yeah, which is why I have the Creatrix Collective now. The link is in the description box if you would like to join the Creatrix Collective and be a part of my Creatrix Collective community. I'm gonna be posting and uploading all of my core programs like the Soft Life Blueprint, the Wealthy Woman Activation Training. That's already on the inside. You can access that. But I'm also going to be uploading rituals, all of my wealth rituals, feminine energy rituals that I have done to manifest support since moving to like a completely new city, having support with my daughter, having more feminine support, right? Like I'm going to be just giving y'all all the sauce, the mystical creatrix sauce inside of the Creatrix Collective, the fire feminine protection ritual to protect yourself and manifest masculine energy that wants to protect you and not um hurt you or harm you. I'm gonna be putting all of that in the Creatrix Collective. So if you're interested in joining a community of women who are ready to step into a next level, initiate and activate their next level of femininity in a very spiritual and creatrix type of way, then the Creatrix Collective is um linked down below for you to enroll into. Um but yeah, I had a community, a sisterhood, and I remember being like, yeah, y'all need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. You're doing your makeup, every day, like every day. you should have a mirror that you can go into and look at yourself and love on what you see. You will be surprised that some people flinch when they look in the mirror. Some people avoid the mirror. Some women don't want to look in the mirror, you know? And that happens when you haven't looked in the mirror for a really long time and you haven't taken care of who you are and what you see, taken the time to adorn what you see in a really long time, that you just become scared of what you see. Now, for some of you, that may not be the case, but I know for some of you, that is the case. And so you want to make sure you have mirrors, okay? As you can see, I have mirrors in my home. I have 2 mirrors in my bedroom. Um I don't have any mirrors facing my bed, okay? That's a little mystical tip for you. Never have any mirrors facing your bed while you're sleeping. Or anything like that. Some people do and some people, don't care, but I found when my mirrors were not in front of my bed that I have way more energy flowing through my bedroom. Anyway, that was just a fun little tip, but you want to make sure you have mirrors in your home, but especially in your bedroom and a space in your room where you can look at yourself and adorn yourself and talk to yourself and tell yourself certain things, okay, that make you feel a certain way about yourself. This is going to help you to feel like you are worthy of getting up and looking good every day, okay? I have women that live in the same apartment complex as me, and they're like, every time I see you, you just make me feel like I wanna look good, like I wanna look better. I wanna make sure that I just feel better about myself. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing my hair. I'm doing my makeup, right? Like every time, almost every time, I'm not gonna say every day, I walk out of the house because that's not true. Most days most days my makeup is done, but some days I enjoy just being barefaced and just relaxed, okay? And it's inspired other women in the space, in the place that I live, for them to feel good about themselves, right? My neighbor, like, after a while of hanging out with me, I started seeing nail polish on her nails, okay? I started seeing some little eyeliner, some little lipstick, you know what I'm saying? Um, I start seeing them, dye their hair different colors and, wear different outfits. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing every single day. So if you don't feel like you are worthy of it, of doing that for yourself, of giving yourself that experience, then that's your cue to start doing it. Start getting in the mirror, looking at yourself and affirming that I am beautiful. I'm gorgeous. I am divine. I'm honestly, you don't even have to say anything out loud. You can just look at yourself and just be like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Especially while you are adorning yourself. Especially while you are adorning yourself. So, okay, some comments just came in. YH Johnson says, "This is so true. Things shift when I do some form of mirror work every day." Yes, it does. When you take the time to just get in the mirror, look in the mirror, and appreciate what you see and who you are, you will feel like y- it is it is your duty to take pride in your appearance. Now, taking pride in your appearance can look different for any and every woman. Like I said earlier in the video, my inspiration for makeups and the way I began doing my makeup started because of my admiration for the cholas and the Mexican girls and how they used to do their makeup and how bold and audacious and like fierce I felt like they were with their makeup. Okay. That was my beginning stages of makeup. And that's where I got a lot of my eye makeup inspiration from. Okay. At that time, which was like early 2000s, 2000, um, 10, 2009, 2000, 11, like nobody was really into makeup like that. I'm gonna tell you something right now, like early 2000s, like makeup wasn't really like what it is today. Matter of a lot of people and a lot of women were bullying each other and talking mess about women who did their makeup, right? Calling them prostitutes, calling them like, you know, ugly or, like stuff like that. My cousins, right? Perfect example. I wouldn't say that they went so far to say those things about me, that I was ugly or a prostitute, but they would definitely be critical of how I would do my makeup. And it's so funny because their mom really admired how I did my makeup and she thought that I would be a really good makeup artist and she wanted me to help her sell her makeup and stuff. But yeah, I can remember them being really critical of my makeup skills. And then years later, you know, all of a sudden they're these like makeup fanatics and like super into makeup and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, jealousy popping through there, but um I used to say, Tashiana Divine says, I used to say my affirmations in the mirror and it instantly made me feel better. Yes. So, um, yes. So I'm gonna go y'all make sure y'all stay tuned because I'm gonna get into a beauty spell that you can do in front of a mirror or not. Um, but it's gonna be actually I did this beauty spell for myself. So and I definitely feel like I definitely saw the shift after I did this beauty spell. So we're gonna get into that. Um Ace, your hair is so gorgeous. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get into um like because I feel like I got into like all the kind of like the baseline of the internal part of beauty and what you can hold you back from beauty, what can keep you in the superficial energy of beauty, right? Not being able to tie it back to your energy in your soul and everything like that. So let's get into the stuff because Ace is talking about how my hair is gorgeous and everything like that. Let's get into the stuff, okay? Your beauty is embellished the more you follow your truth and the more you follow path, your unique path to beauty. Okay. And as a Black woman, as an Afro Indigenous woman, and a lot of people listen, I don't know. Facebook is an extremely toxic place. I'm just say that because I've been arguing with people. I haven't been arguing, but I've just been um having to, speak my truth a lot more often lately when it comes to my ethnicity and my culture and my background. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and we have a strong heritage of being indigenous, right? The Mardi Gras Indians and just the ancestry of Louisiana and the Mississippi and the Black people living in those areas and really in a lot of areas in the Americas, Ohio, like Illinois, like all those places. Okay, a lot of us are and have indigenous roots to America. I've been arguing with people who've been trying to tell me I deal with that so much, and it is so annoying how people just they see me and they wanna tell me who I am. They wanna tell me that I'm East African, they wanna tell me that I'm mixed or something because they're ignorant, right? And they don't understand anything beyond what they have been told or taught, right? And that's the importance of being cultured and traveling and actually talking to people, experiencing people outside of what the books and what the experts have to say, okay? Because I find myself constantly having to just kind of silently accept people assuming that I'm Ethiopian or East African in Seattle because there are a lot of East Africans in Seattle. So people just assume that that's what I am when they see me. And I don't mind it, because all the Ethiopians treat me like I'm family, but honestly, I could go anywhere in the world and people will think like that I'm from there, except for maybe Asia. Except for maybe Asia. I don't have those features, okay? I don't have those Asian features, but when I was in Brazil, when I go to the Caribbean, when I go, I mean, honestly, I'm not that well traveled, and I it's time for me to start traveling. Um, People think that I am from wherever I go, um, especially if it's like an ethnic place. And my origins are here in America, and so, that is a part of my beauty journey that I had to discover over time of people constantly telling me or questioning, "What am I? You don't look black. What are you?" Or, "You don't look like my understanding of what black is supposed to look like or what African is supposed to look like, or even if you are African or aren't African, it used to confuse me, right? And so it wasn't until I got in touch with my roots that I really was like, okay, I understand who I am, where I come from, and I have the right to call myself Afro-Indigenous. And you'll have some people who come in here and be like, Afro-Indigenous isn't real. It isn't a real thing. I don't care. Okay. I don't need to prove anything to any ignoramus. Okay. If you want to learn more, you can learn more. But if not, just yeah. So, okay. So that's a part of my beauty journey. And I obviously it came up. So there's probably some things around that, around identity, right? Cultural identity for a lot of women who are quote unquote black American, right? Like your beauty journey is a spiritual thing. And the more I went down that path of uncovering me and no longer allowing what somebody else's version of me should be or should look like, the more I felt like I was actually embracing my true self, my true beauty. And that's where the glamour begins. That's where the enchantment begins. That's where the pulling things in and calling your success in alignment to you begins because you're embracing your true path, your true self. So you're going to be given breadcrumbs as to different things that you would like to do as far as your looks go. And when it came to me and my journey, especially when it came to my hair, that was a breadcrumb trail that after having locks when I was a young girl, and then cutting off all my locks at 9 years old. Had like a short little fro. I cut off all my locks. My mom helped me do it. I remember that. I remember going through that. I was like, "Yeah, I'm done with the locks and I wanna cut them." I cut them and I had a little afro. I was so happy with my little afro. And going through that phase, and then after I grew my hair out, I was like, "Oh, I would love to, like, start, like, pressing my hair out or flat ironing my hair out." Now, I didn't wanna start doing that until I moved to a place that is Oklahoma City, okay? Oklahoma City was not New Orleans, all right? And it was there were much less empowering Black, Afro Indigenous women that I could look up to in regards to beauty. There was much less of that, and there was much more straight hair, fair skin type of a thing, right? So I was like, "Okay, I wanna play with that." So I played with that. My mom was very, like, open to, like, things I wanted to do with my hair. Um, and I pressed out my hair, I was playing with that, and then I entered into a phase where I wanted to get relaxers. I got the relaxers. Okay, after I got the relaxers, I started playing with, like, dyeing my hair, okay? And I remember I didn't dye my hair and do the relaxers at the same time. I did the relaxers, and then I started getting a little bald spot on, like, the side of my head, and I was like, "Okay, I'm done with relaxers. I am not about to go bald." Um, so I stepped out of the relaxers and I started dyeing my hair. And once I started dyeing my hair, I started playing with weave and clip-in extensions, okay? After I did the clip-in extensions, I started actually doing sew-ins, like sew-in weaves, right? After I was doing the sew-ins, I was wearing wigs at that point, okay? By the time I was 17, 18 years old, I was wearing wigs, like U-part wigs. And it was at that moment where I had a a moment. It was at that moment that I had a moment, okay? And I asked myself, I'm 17, well, actually, I believe I was maybe 18 or 19 years old at the time. So I'm like, I'm 18, 19 years old, about to be 19 years old, and I'm wearing wigs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, isn't that what like old women supposed to do? They supposed to wear wigs. That's what I was thinking to myself. And I'm like, why am I 18 wearing wigs? This is like what old women do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, okay, I need to make a change. And at that time, my mom actually presented me with the opportunity to get my sister locks done. To get sister locks done. My mom had sister locks, and she had them for a few years, and she presented me with the opportunity. She was like, "I'll start them for you, you know, and do everything like that, and you can have your sister locks and everything will be good," you know? And so I was like, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it because I'm tired of spending money on wigs. I'm tired of having to you know, go to sleep with my wig in my hair at my boyfriend house because I don't want to take out my wig or take out my extensions while I'm with him. I don't want him to be like, ah, you know. My boyfriend at the time was Hispanic, so and he was not. I actually found out as I was dating him that he was kind of racist, and that was part of why we kind of split. But yeah, so I started my sister locks, and when I started my sister locks, I tell this story on my channel. I've told this story on my channel before. My peers were not supportive of me. My older cousins were not supportive of me, who were like 4 or 5 years older than me. They were not supportive of me getting sister locks. They said that my hair was too good to get sister locks. They said that it was gonna look ugly and it was gonna look awkward. They said that I was gonna be like pigeon-headed or like, they just and one of my friends' moms was like, "Oh no, girl, that look like snakes. Girl, you cannot have that in your head." She was bless her heart. She was sweet, but she didn't give good advice. But she was sweet. But um I didn't have support from my peers to go down that journey, but I had already done the cost and effect, okay? I had already done checks and balances on what it was costing me to continue embodying my beauty in a way that wasn't fully honoring me and like my true energy. My true energy is a wild and free spirit, like I was when I was a child. That's why I had locks when I was a child. Okay. I had a wild and free spirited energy. I could do whatever I wanted and run free and not have to think about my hair getting wet and not have to think about like something happening with my hair. Like I could just live. And always having to maintain my hair every week or 2 weeks was just not me. So I was doing that cost and effect. I was also adding the bills, okay? The how much the wigs was costing me as a college student, with I think I had a $9 an hour. How much was my job paying me? Like $9 an hour or something like that. I like a $9 an hour job. Um I was doing cause and effect. Like, so, okay, okay. I used to go by Rose at that time. So I was like, okay, Rose, what am I gonna choose? Am I gonna continue to keep choosing this path that really is not serving me as far as my beauty goes and like feeling like I'm having to maintain an image. That's what it felt like. I'm maintaining an image that doesn't really feel good to me. Like it feels like I'm having like to put in more effort to look like something when it's really not paying off for me. It's really not benefiting me. So I already did the checks and balances. So when people were coming to me saying those things like, "Oh, you know, um that wouldn't be a good idea." I already was like, yes, it would. I literally did the checks and balances. You didn't. You didn't do those checks and balances. So I was confident in my decision. Tashiana Divine says, that was always so funny to me. One of my friends would quickly throw her wig in the closet when she took it off. That's how it is. That's how it is when you got on that wig. You know what I'm saying? But if you stay at your boyfriend's house, you can't even take it off. I mean, I never used to take off my wigs around my little booze. Um, because I wanted to maintain my image, of whatever I wanted him to see me as, which is the glamour, right? That's the glamour. So you want your glamour should be something that um isn't fragile. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's not something that's so fragile to where if one thing is exposed about the way I really look, then everything will come crumbling down and the people who are seeing me won't see me the same. This also is in alignment with women who feel like they have to wear makeup all the time. When you feel like you have to wear makeup, like makeup is the end all be all, like reason for your beauty. Like the only reason that you feel good about yourself is because you have on makeup. And if that image were to like just, if some of it were to come off, or your bags was going to show, that pimples are going to be, you're going to like, that's fragile. Like the glamour in that is extremely fragile, and it's not authentic. Okay, it's not authentic in the way that you want it to be when glamour magic is really working in your favor, to the point where you're walking into rooms, and the room, what Russell Wilson said, I want a woman who make the room tilt. I want a woman who makes the room shift. Okay, everything sliding over to the woman who just walked in the room. That's the way your glamour should feel when you are moving and doing things, and you don't ever want to feel like, oh, if my wig get pulled too hard, you know what I'm saying? The image is gonna like fall away, right? You want to still feel like you are still glamorous, and you're still that woman, even without it, right? Even if it got wiped off, even if, your real hair was showing. And this is why I emphasize so much. My puppy's crying in the background. I got the gate up because she be getting a little ahead of herself when she comes in my room. But you want to feel like still enigmatic and enchanting, even without whatever you're using to accentuate your beauty. You want to still feel that way, because in essence, everything that you're adding to yourself is supposed to be enhancing what's already there, right? What's already inside of you. So this is why taking time to really nurture yourself. So not just looking in the mirror and affirming your beauty, and taking time to love on you by looking at you, right? Another thing that comes up when you get the chance to look at yourself and see who you are, is you also get to see what you want to change, okay? And what needs to be changed. And for me, my hair was one of those things that I looked in the mirror and I saw what I was doing with my hair and where my hair was at. How it wasn't full, it wasn't thick, it was breaking off like all in the middle of my hair. It was kind of thin. I don't know if I can like show y'all a picture. I recently saved some old pictures of myself um from Facebook. Let me see if I can find one. One of my old pictures. Um, I don't know if that's a good picture to show. I'm like, is that? I don't know if that's a good one. Well, yeah, that's not a good one because I have weave in that one. But I mean, just for funsies, y'all can just see how I looked like 12 years ago. If boop, look at me. That's me 12 years ago. Oh wait, hold on. So that's me. That's how my hair looked. I was still cute, but like, yeah, it was, as you could see, my hair is completely different than what it looks like in this picture. And it's much fuller. Everything about it is different. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, on top of doing your affirmations, on top of making sure you affirm to yourself that you're beautiful and everything like that, is you want to also assess what needs to be nurtured about you, about your looks, about your skin, about your hair, about your teeth, okay? Your eyebrows, your eyelashes, your neck. Like, you just get the chance to really see who you are. I have a full body mirror right next to my vanity mirror because not only do I want to be able to look at the the forefront of me, right? My face, my hair, my all of these things, but I want to see my whole body. I want to look at my entire body. I want to see everything about myself. I even be looking at myself naked. You're like, y'all should be looking at yourselves naked in the mirror. Okay, just as often as you just as often as you look at your face, in the mirror and everything like that, you should also be getting a good look at what's going on, okay? Well, what am I working with here? YH Johnson says, pretty then, but yes, sis, your hair is thriving now. The glow up is amazing. Yes, and nobody could have predicted that my hair would like turn out to look like this. From my hair looking the way it did in that picture to the way it looks now, nobody could have told me that. Nobody could have said, well, actually, somebody could have said that. But there's not a lot of examples of it. There were not a lot of examples of of women and their hair turning out that way. Tashiana Divine, yes, LOL, you kind of reminded me of Nicki Minaj. You know what's so funny? So this is why it's so important to look at your nakshatras because Nicki Minaj and me have two two of the same nakshatras in our sun, and I believe my moon nakshatra is her rising nakshatra. Um so we have the same nakshatras going on there. So yeah, we got some similar features going on because of that. Um so nobody could have predicted that. Nobody could have predicted that, but I predicted it. I feel like my mom, in a way, she was kind of like, "Come on, girl, join, join, join the side." Wait, what is I don't know how that saying goes, but like join us over here on the other side, on the natural side. But she wasn't being pushy about it, which I am grateful for because I probably wouldn't have. She was being very suggestive. Um, so yeah, nobody could have predicted it. It was something that I was guided into, and that is the benefit of you tuning in, tapping in, not through the mirror work, right? Through your body mirrors, through your vanity mirrors, you will start to be guided to the shifts that will allow you to nurture yourself better. And what I realized was I didn't need to replace my hair, but I just needed to nurture it in a way that aligns with me and my personality. So there are plenty women who discover that like this is the best way for me to nurture my hair, right? And love on my hair and love on me. And those are the women who have, the healthiest heads of hair. um no wigs or whatever is really necessary because they nurture themselves. They nurture their beauty, they nurture their hair, they nurture their skin, um and they nurture their bodies. So the mirror work is going to really highlight the things that you want to do to nurture, what areas you want to nurture yourself. Um, you can even take some time to like write down when you do the mirror work, what are the areas that I really want to enhance and nurture the most about the way that I look in my body and my beauty. Just write it down. What is it that I want to shift and I want to change and transform? Write it down. Okay? This could also be integrated into the spell that I'm gonna get into. So, um, okay, let me know if y'all are ready for this for this beauty spell that I'm about to share, okay? Um, Let me know if y'all are ready for it. Let me see some lipsticks in chat. If you're watching this video in the future, let me see some lipsticks in the chat. If you are excited or wanting to know this beauty spell that I'm about to share. Okay. So, this is a beauty spell that I did. Tashiana says I'm ready. All right, Tashiana's ready. Uh Johnson says, "Yes, I love that. I have a similar hair story. When I really learned my hair and started nurturing it, it bloomed." Yes, okay. All right, ready. Okay, so all right. So what you're going to do is you are going to print out, if you can, or get printed one of your favorite pictures of yourself. Whimsy, stop that. No, ma'am. No. I'm sorry, y'all. She's chewing on my daughter's shoes and she about to get a whooping. So, yes, I spank my puppy. I spank my animals. Gotta have a little pitty patter so they know. Don't. Eh. Okay, I might have to get up and go handle her before it. You messing up my spell. Okay, I'm about to share. I'm about to share the spell and you messing up the flow. Okay. Let me see if I can throw her something. Okay, I think she's done. All right. So what you want to do is you want to get a picture of yourself, a picture of yourself that you like, one of the pictures of yourself that you like the most. All right, sorry, I gotta get her. She's about to destroy some shoes. Okay, hold tight. Hold tight. Yes, you about to get a whooping. You about to get a whooping. Don't do that. This right here is called La Chancla. Okay, all right. Back to the spell. All right, pick your favorite picture of yourself, okay? And print it out. Set up a space. You can do it in front of, your mirror. I do a lot of stuff in front of my vanity, or wherever your specific altar space is. If you have an altar, if you don't, you should probably set one up. Um, put your picture up, and actually, before you put it up, you want to anoint the picture with cinnamon. You can use honey. I didn't use honey because honey is kind of sticky, but cinnamon and sugar. Okay. Just want to rub that like all over the photo and then use some spellbound oil. So you can get spellbound oil from any any hoodoo or magical botanica shop where they have like anointing oils. You can get some beauty, glamour, spellbound oil, something of that nature, and anoint the picture with the oil. Put the cinnamon on the picture, put the sugar on the picture, and like you want to make it to where like you can smell the herbs in the photo. Okay, I specifically used a photo that I just printed out using my printer. Um, and that allowed me to, do the ritual. So make sure you do that. Anoint the picture with the sugar, cinnamon, oils. Then you want to get a pink or a gold candle. And you want to take the picture and set the picture up to where you can like look at it and put the candle in front of the picture. And then you want to light the candle. The best time to do this, I mean, if you want to do it this new moon, that would be great because we're doing a Libra new moon. And like I said, beauty is crescendoed and exalted in Virgo. It's crescendoed in Virgo, exalted in Libra. So you can do it this new moon, and that will be a fabulous, fabulous time to do this beauty ritual. And then what you want to do after you light the candle is you want to start to visualize how you want people to see you, how you want people to approach you, what you want people to say to you when they see you. It can be seeing you in any way, right? For me, I visualized how I wanted people to see me online when I show up online, right? How do I want people to see me when they see me online, when I'm showing up on my channel, when I'm showing up on YouTube, okay? Um you can visualize how you want people to see you in your day to day. Um Visualize a scenario about somebody walking past you and like, you know, how they're feeling, right? Like how you want them to feel, how you want them to look at you, right? All of that should be going through your mind's eye while you are watching the candle burn and you are looking at your picture at the same time. If you're doing it in front of a mirror, that's even better because it's like you're visualizing, you're looking at your picture and you're looking at yourself. Okay? And okay, bonus thing to do is before you even light the candle is to write down your intentions. Okay? Um this is a very important thing and something that I'm going to start talking about and highlighting a bit more when it comes to manifesting, but there's people manifest in different ways and there's different ways for each person to manifest. I specifically love to go by the human design and the human designs blueprint for understanding how to manifest and do certain things in energy. Like I love the human design. I love astrology. I'm into all of that. Okay. So if you have a defined throat in the human design, it is very important that you not only you can write your intentions, but you don't have to. It just depends on how you feel when you write. I personally love to write. I love how it feels putting things on paper and just like the energy going into the paper. I feel really good when I write stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And I know when I write stuff, it makes a difference. Okay. So I like to write things and I like to speak things. And I like to speak things. So the reason I'm saying that is that when you have a defined throat, it's very important that you also speak, okay? That you also speak um your manifestations out when you are doing your ritual. I teach you how to like compound this technique like times 1000 inside of Valued and Worthy. My course that's designed to help you basically become a master manifestress. And this is like all of the things that you need to know about manifesting pretty much anything, but specifically expanding the amounts of money that you manifest and expanding the quality of men that you manifest, the quality relationships you manifest. So I teach you how to like compound this technique times 1000 through the human design. So if you have a defined throat, you want to make sure you're speaking your intentions as well as writing. You don't have to write it if you have that defined throat. If you don't have a defined throat, it doesn't matter if you speak it or not. You can just keep it to yourself. It doesn't matter. Um, but write your intentions and speak them. After you've done your visualization with the candle and you've written down your petition, um, and you're letting the candle burn with the petition underneath, um, and remember when you're folding your paper for your petition that you are folding the paper towards you, not away from you. Because if you're folding it away from you, that's like you're pushing things away. This is a drawing things in type of spell because it's a glamour spell. It is an attraction, like enchantment spell, right? A spellbound type of spell. So you want to fold the petition towards you, and put it under the candle, and um visualize the thing that you want to happen while the candle is burning. Okay, if you have that divine throat, then you want to make sure that you're reading the petition and then putting it underneath the candle. All right, so I hope y'all got the flow of that, right? Of how that ritual basically works, but it's a little quick ritual, but it's powerful, and if you do it with intention and energy and real sincerity, is going to work, okay? Um so I did that spell. I've done that spell um along with some other spells uh before, and around that time that I did that spell, I had one of my videos on this channel had gotten, actually, yes, okay, so one of my videos had gotten the most views that I had ever gotten on this channel. It was like 15K views, and another one of my videos had the most engagement I had ever had on any one of my videos. Like, basically was my highest converting video. Um, I had the highest conversions into my Wealthy Women Activation training. I had lots of comments. I had lots of people in my comments, a lot of subscribers. So don't sleep on the beauty spells, okay? Don't sleep on the beauty rituals and things like that. Uh okay. All right. So let's see. Let's recap. All right. So let me know if y'all have any questions about the spell that I just shared. Um, let's get into some practical day-to-day stuff that you can embody and do when it comes to glamour magic. So, what I would really want to talk about, this is something that came up for me, was I want to talk about colors. I talked about colors in my last beauty live that I did. I really want to hone in on colors, okay? Y'all see the colors I got going on? Okay. I'm pretty sure you can see. Um Colors are powerful, okay? However, you want to make sure you're using the colors that mesh with you and your energy. There's certain colors that you just look really good in. Like, you don't know why, people don't know why, but you just really rock that color. Okay. My colors, my colors are like gold, yellows, and like not crazy bright orange, but like golden orange and yellow. Okay. golden orange and yellow type of colors. Those those colors look really, really good on me. Okay. Again, you got to know your shade and everything because it's not no bright orange. I don't look good in bright orange, but it's like a golden orange, gold, like a gold color, and then yellows look really good on me. Okay. I just look good in those colors. Whenever I go out in those colors, I always get compliments. Um, People just like they love how I look in yellow. Well, it's interesting because, and this is something that I recommend for you all to do. If you really want to get in tune with your colors and what colors are going to look the best on you, what colors are going to complement you and allow you to really tap into your glamour energy, your glamour magic, you want to, again, I'm going to go back to the nakshatras and the astrology. First and foremost, you want to tap into your astrology, okay? Your rising sun and moon sign. I want to say specifically your rising sign. When we're not talking about Vedic nakshatras and we're just talking about Western astrology, pay attention to your rising sign. Your rising sign is really going to let you know where your colors are at, where your colors are at, and what really will look really good on you. Okay, or have like a certain effect on your energy that really balances you out, okay? Um my rising sign is Taurus. So I look good in a lot of earthy. I actually feel good. Not only do I look good, but I feel good with very earthy colors. Obviously, as you can see, I have like emerald greens in my room. That's a Taurus color, right? That's Taurian colors right there. Emeralds, emerald greens. Um, I'm a Scorpio sun, so the emerald greens really make me feel good, but I also feel really good in certain periods when I wear burgundy. Okay. Burgundies feel really, really good to my soul and my spirit. Okay. Wearing these deep burgundy reds feel really good to me, clothing wise, and sometimes on my lips or my makeup. Okay. Um, let's see. When it comes to my moon sign, so my moon sign is in Virgo. That's also an earthy sign, but I don't really know the colors associated with Virgo specifically, but I do know that my nakshatra is in Uttara Palguni, okay? So my lunar nakshatra is ruled by the sun. So that gives way to why I feel like golds. I really love gold. So even though I have emeralds, I have the gold accents, right? Even though I have the scorpionic black, I have the gold accents. Um so gold is something that I found that I really really, or like the yellows and the oranges, I really really love those colors. So that's one way to figure out the colors that are just your colors, okay? Another way is you can go and get your aura photos taken. If you don't know what aura photos are, it is basically when someone takes a picture of the vibration of your soul and your spiritual energy that's emanating, right? Like so basically like it's taking a picture of you and where you're vibrating at, because our energy is occupying our body, not the other way around. So really our energy is like taking up space. Like in this I would say most of this entire room, My spirit is taking up the space of all of that, of all of the room. My body is very small in comparison to like the energy my spirit is taking up. So when you go and take your aura photos taken, it's taking up capturing the vibrational frequency via the color spectrum of your spirit. And whatever color it resonates at is going to be the color of your aura. And so whatever your dominant color is, you'll be able to also see what your colors are based off of that color. So my color specifically, and I'm going to break this down further, is a deep blue indigo. So I have that indigo color. Last time I got my aura photos taken, I'm probably due for to go take it again. I had deep blue indigo, some magenta, like this color back here, the pink. I had a little bit of magenta on, I think, I don't know if it was the left or the right hand side. Let me see. On the right hand side, I had some magenta, and that usually represents like energy you are exerting or something like that. And then on the right, wait, no, right hand, no, and then wait, no, left hand side was magenta. I don't know if I said that right. Left hand side was magenta. Right hand side of the picture was purple. So like a violet purple. Now, from those colors, I was able to really understand why first of all, I always liked wearing purple lipstick. I never I never knew why. I never knew why I liked like the way it was not just any kind of purple, but it was like this silvery purple kind of lipstick. I always used to love wearing it. I still love wearing it. I kind of have on purple lipstick right now, but it's translating as pink through the camera. And excuse me. Once I saw those colors, I was like, "Oh, now this makes sense. Now I understand why I like purple so much. Now I understand why I I I also look really good in blues, right?" So, I understanding that my aura was blue, was a deep blue. I understood why I look really good in blues, but I also was able to understand why I never really felt like I looked that good in red, like bright reds, bright oranges, bright pinks, like just is a no for me. Those colors just don't look good on me. In clothing, in makeup, like the bright reds, the bright oranges, the bright pinks, even if it's a deep pink, okay, it doesn't look, it's not for me, okay? When it comes to the color burgundy though, burgundy is a type of red, but guess what? It's mixed with blue. That was something that clicked for me. I was on a phone conversation with my mom, and my mom was like, "Well, yeah, well, burgundy, it looks good on you because it has blue in it." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, because that's my color, right? My color, my aura color is blue. So any color that has like that mixture of blue in there, which is the purple, right? It resonates with me. It looks good on me, okay? Now, I know y'all are probably like, "Okay, but what about the bright yellow? Like bright yellow isn't like how does that look good on you?" Well, the bright yellow looks really good on me because it is the complementary opposite. It's almost like the complementary opposite of blue is yellow, because the energetic resonance of blue is very calm, peaceful, serene, meditative, connected, at ease. Yellow is a very regal color. Yellow is a very lively color, right? So it's almost like when I'm wearing yellows, I'm balancing out externally what's going on energetically. And that's why when I wear it, people are like, "Oh, wow. You look really good in that yellow or that gold." You know, those gold colors. Um or like, yeah, like a soft kind of type of energy, right? Um, so this has been a way that I've been able to really see and understand what looks good on me, what doesn't look good on me, what my color palette, right? And what helps to bring out my um my magnetism, right? And um it's complementing me because this is my energy. This is where I resonate at. Tashion the Divine says red is a color for me. Yeah, like some women like red just is like that's your color, right? I feel like from my mom as well, like for a long time she would always say her color is pink, but I saw her in red recently and I was like, "No. Mm-mm. No, your color is red." Like you're a red goddess. I mean, you feisty, you you firecrack, like you have that energy of red, like a red fireball. So you need to just be wearing red. um, but yeah, the deep reds are the reds for me. So find your colors. Use what I have shared to help you really pinpoint your top colors and also assess the colors that make you feel the best, okay? So your rising sign, um your sun sign, and then your nakshatras, okay? Looking at your nakshatras in all of those areas as well as getting your aura photos taken will help you to understand, okay, this is my color palette. This is what looks good on me. This is what I'm really feeling. Sometimes you can just be really drawn to a color at a certain specific time as well. Um, right now, I'm currently drawn to the spectrum of yellows, oranges, and reds, right? But it's not like any of those colors isolated, but it's like those colors blended together. Right now, I'm drawn to those colors. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm like would wear all of those colors together and like, I would balance it out in a way that is palatable for the way that I look and my energy. But as far as this channel goes and me rebranding a bit, as you guys can tell, I changed my name from Earth's Feminine to Asaya the Creatrix. I am kind of going through a little phase of wanting to rebrand the channel a bit. We're still holding on to Earth Feminine, okay? And Earth Feminine is mainly going to be my platform for my e-commerce products and really emphasizing beauty, wellness, glamour magic, like all of those things. That is what Earth Feminine is going to be all about, right? Like, so I kind of wanted to make a differentiation between the channel, the YouTube channel, and what I'm offering here on this channel, and Earth Feminine, which is still a part of the channel, but you know, the things that I'm talking about and that I'm teaching is having a different vibe and I'm showing up differently, okay? On this channel moving forward. Um so yeah, I'm going to be integrating much more of those colors in my branding and I'm excited for that. Um but I would say the main top colors for Earth's Feminine have definitely been gold, pink, and black. Those have been the main colors. Gold, pink, and black. Um, okay, y'all. So let's have some questions. If you have any questions, now is the time. Um, and before I forget, okay, if you have stuck with me till the end of this video, I love you so much. That means that you are super interested in learning more about glamour magic and your beauty and all of those things. I'm getting ready to launch Healthy and Beautiful, the live experience of Healthy and Beautiful. This is my course where I am teaching you all of the core things that you need to know in order, well, all of the core things that I have applied in my own life and that I have learned over the past 12 plus years about health, feminine beauty, and nurturing your feminine beauty, right? Like really stepping into that in a way that you feel healthy, you feel attractive, and you feel magnetic in a way that is not fragile. Like how I was talking about earlier, like that fragile beauty, that beauty that you feel like if one thing changed or if one thing about you was exposed, you no longer feel like you're her, right? It's shifting you out of that energy into her, okay? Into the beautiful, magnetic woman who is effortlessly beautiful, who is naturally beautiful, who is attractive, right? If you've ever suffered in any way in regards to like how you feel about your looks, if you've ever felt like you were ugly or unattractive, if you've ever struggled with your health and your skin and feeling like you have health challenges that make you less attractive or less beautiful, then Healthy and Beautiful is the course for you. So I have the pre-enrollment pinned in the comment box. It is currently a pre-enrollment price is $197 for you to snag your spot into Healthy and Beautiful. Actually, no, I'm lying. Sorry, y'all. I don't It's not $197. It's $222. My bad. I was thinking about something else. So pre-enrollment is $222 for Healthy and Beautiful. Um, I was previously um thinking about including it inside of the Creatrix Collective. However, I'm already adding so much value to the Creatrix Collective with giving basically every single one of my core programs for free inside of the Creatrix Collective. I'm going to be adding rituals that I have already done and already recorded into the collective, as well as new rituals. I'm doing rituals and spells all the time. So basically, I am sharing my magic with you all. My incantations are going to be in there. And so that's the place for sisterhood. And I really wanted to make a distinction between the collective and an initiation, right? An initiation like this one into your health and your beauty. Okay, that's something that requires a bit more focus um and just yeah, it requires more focus. When does pre-enrollment end? Let's see. I haven't decided when pre-enrollment ends yet, so now's your chance. I will the beginning date for when we get started is going to be announced soon, but we'll get started. Um, I'm estimating that we'll get started before the end of the month with Healthy and Beautiful. So, yeah, so with that being said, okay, link is pinned in the description. If you want me to pull any cards or do any mini readings also before we close out this session, um my donation link for readings is in the description as well. You can donate any amount. Honestly, you can donate any amount and I'll pull a card for whatever you want to know as it relates to feminine energy, um, your beauty. We can be on this subject. We can talk about relationships. We can talk about motherhood, whatever it is that you want to know. Um, The recommended amount is anywhere from $22 to $44, but any amount is appreciated for if you want to do a, a donation based reading. Um so yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. So the last thing that I'll say to just kind of recap everything is that glamour magic is about you falling in love with yourself and looking at yourself in a way to where you want to consume you, right? You're so enamored with who you see in the mirror that you want to devour yourself. That is feminine seduction in a nutshell. Is you being in love with yourself, you wanting to sleep with yourself, okay? I don't know if we can say that on YouTube, but you're wanting to be intimate with yourself because you just love how you look so much. It's about confidence, it's about self-esteem. It's about being in alignment with who you really are and doing things daily that support your love for yourself and your nurturance of yourself. And um adorning yourself, right? Every single day. Not when there's a special event and something really special and now you're going to just do no. You want to look like you're ready for magic to happen in your life every day. You want to live every day like um something amazing is going to happen. You want to play dress up every single day. Who are you going to be today? What woman are you going to be today? You could be consistent in the woman that you choose to be, or you could be playful and spontaneous. But who are you? And who are you going to project onto the world? And how do you want them to receive you? How do you want them to see you? Who do you want them to know you as? How do you want them to feel about you? All of that is going into your daily rituals of how you take care of yourself. When you step into that mirror, when you do those makeup, when you do your makeup, when you put on your perfume, when you do your eyelashes, when you like everything, right? I didn't talk too much about hair color, but yeah, that's another thing that has to do with glamour as well, hair color. Man, I can't believe I skipped hair color. Hair color is um absolutely. Oh, this is so cool. I didn't know you could do sorry, I'm getting distracted. I didn't know you could do Q&As or polls in the chat. That's cool. That must be new. But hair color, right? Last year in 2024, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I dyed my hair black. My hair is typically like a brownish color, like a light brownish color. And in the fall of 2024, I dyed my hair black. I just felt the urge to go black. I had never went black before. I'm usually always doing like a red or a brown, or sometimes I went blonde before. I have pictures of that. I was blonde before, but my hair fell out shortly after I dyed my hair blonde, so I never did that again. I bleached it. Um the color that you choose to dye your hair. If you do decide to dye your hair, I I recommend, playing with your hair color. If you don't want to damage your hair, you can always do something that's like non-damaging, right? Like a henna dye, um, or um, some kind of like weaving like of a different color. I could like do some type of weaving. I know that they do that. Like they weave different colors into your locks, like wrap the color around your locks. Play with different colors, but last year in 2024, I was like, yeah, I want to have black hair. I was feeling that Scorpio energy heavy last year, and I was ready for it. I was ready for the black. And when I dyed my hair black, I just had a surge of energy and power and ferocity. Like I just felt so good with black hair. And I've kept it black ever since. Right now it's not as black as it could be. It's like a little bit brown, but it's super dark brown, not like the same light brown that it was or a lighter brown that it was. But, you know, when I did the black, I was just like, yeah, black is my color. I was very afraid to do it for some reason. And whatever you're really afraid to do, but you really want to do, yeah, just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. But make sure you're not doing anything reckless. That's all. Because I have seen women, have all their hair fall out because they were reckless with the way that they were dyeing their hair. So please don't be reckless, okay? Um so yeah, I've been loving the black hair, and I think maybe at some point I might play with highlights, like having my locks highlighted or something. Um I don't know how that will look, but I do know that I feel really good when I'm embracing and, expressing myself physically while also having that balance of nurturing my looks. So, the balance of nurturing how you look and accentuating how you look, I think, is really paramount. And that's what keeps things in harmony to where you're not expressing yourself so much to where you just bleached your whole head and all your hair is falling out. Or, um, you're getting these tattoos and all these like weird, crazy places. Sometimes people can express, but they're not balancing the nurture aspect of their beauty, the nurturing aspect of their beauty, which is the internal aspects of beauty, the mental aspects of beauty, and yeah, the energetic aspects of beauty. So, um, so yeah, those are important to make sure are balanced. And um, yeah, so we can close to 2 hours. I'm gonna get ready to head off in a little bit, but I really enjoyed this live, and I'm happy that I went live on my laptop this time because the image looks way better. I'm sure you guys can hear me way better because I'm using my expensive microphone. And the lighting is way better. You guys can kind of see a lot more of my room, and like my vanity is not that clean today, but who cares? Um, so yeah, if nobody else has any questions or anything else to say, um, let's see, do I have anything else to say? I have notes today. So yeah, okay. So excuse me. All right. So okay, we did the poll and I got the results for what video um you all want to see from me next, okay? And the one that got the most amount of votes for the next live video is how to deal with rejection from men and why you shouldn't. So, I'm gonna be going live tomorrow. That is what the live video topic will be on. Honestly, I mean, really, the live video is gonna be on, like, you shouldn't be dealing with rejection at all, and we're gonna be getting into the depth of that. Um, if you have been feeling like you need to approach men, or you need to, like, put yourself out there, or and you have been getting rejected, or you have been feeling like men are rejecting you, um, I wanna speak to those women. I wanna speak to that experience, because I saw, or read something on Facebook that was just like, "Oh my gosh." Um, and I think this also kinda ties in a lot with this subject of beauty, right? Feeling, like, confident, feeling like you are worth it, okay? So, we're gonna be getting into that tomorrow in the next video. Um, and I'm super, super grateful for all of you who tuned in, who came. Tashian, you are amazing. You have been showing up to almost every single one of my lives. Thank you so much. I love you so much, girl. I was about to, like, spill my heart out just now, but I might as well. So, yes, I love you so much. Thank you for showing up. Um, and thank you to everyone else who came into the room and chatted with me and was engaged in the chat. I really appreciate you all. I'm wanting or looking forward to fully committing myself to my YouTube channel and um my purpose and my path moving forward. Um over the past few years, I'm going to be honest, I have been a little, like, back and forth between a lot of different things. I've been split in my energy. I've been here and then I've been other places. I've been here and then I've been doing other things. Um, for as far as, like, for my, like, basically doing other side gigs, um, pet sitting, taking care of animals, finessing with men or finessing men. My dating life has taken a lot of my time and energy, and I just wanna fully commit. Like, I'm at a place where I'm just ready to fully commit to what I said that I wanted to do with my life, or what I wanted to do with it as far as my career path. So, um, that is why I am moving forward now with the set schedule on when I'm gonna be going live. Um, Thursday evenings, Friday evenings, and Sunday mornings is my schedule, my live schedule. I'm gonna do my best to stick to it. And optional, you may see me on Tuesdays. Um, on Tuesdays. Tuesdays or Wednesdays, optional days that you might see me on live. But that's gonna be like my committed schedule where I'm just gonna be here. I'm gonna be talking about um subjects that mean a lot to me and that mean a lot to you all. And yeah, so I have to announce that and let y'all know so y'all can make sure that y'all tune in and show up when I do go live. Um So yeah, I appreciate you all so much, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this live. So get ready for tomorrow. We're gonna be getting into it, okay? Um, the insecurities, the feeling like you need to approach men, or different ways women kind of convince themselves that they, like, need to approach a man, definitely connected to this video as well, because this deals with attraction and feeling attractive, feeling like confident, worthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to be diving into in tomorrow's video. And yeah, okay, my loves, I'm done with my soapbox. Thank y'all. I will see y'all on tomorrow in my next video. Peace.